Hi folks, we're going to make a custom character with very basic custom clothes using Make Human and Blender. Both are free, open source programs in which you can create characters that you are free to use in games, including commercial games. Let's get started.
Okay, I've created my basic model in Make Human. I'm going to show you the essential things you need to do to make this work. So first, set up the rig and put your model in a T-pose. So you go to Pose Animate, and we are going to use the game engine rig. Automatically puts bones in, really nice. Go to Pose and scroll all the way down till you get the T-pose, which is the standard as far as modeling in video games goes. Next, go to the Files tab and the Export. Choose Make Human Exchange, MHX2, and change your scale units to meter. That's what is needed for Unity, and Blender sees that just exactly as it is. Next, select where to export to and give your model a name. I already gave mine a name. All right, open a new Blender file, delete the cube, then go to File, Import, Make Human. File, Import, Make Human. If you don't have this, then you need to download it from the GitHub. The link is in the description. Once you have the model in Blender, you'll notice that the bones are showing. I like to hide those while I work. So you go to the overlays up here and pull it down and then just untick bones. Go to the outliner. And the other thing is there's a little piece of business. Whenever I'm modeling in Blender, I remove the light and I remove the camera so that I don't forget to take it out when I am working. I also like to work in the viewport mode so that you can see your model more realistically. Now go to Alfonso, and you're going to go to not eyebrows, not gray shorts, not low poly, because those are the eyes. If you click on them, you'll see those are the eyes. Alfonso Male Generic. So open this one up and go to the mesh information. Change over to face mode, and we can zoom in and we can look at what our model looks like. Now, there are a couple of little things that are wrong with the model. I'm going to fix those. In case you were wondering what I did, I just had to move a few vertices just because they were sticking out funny. It's something with Make Human that when you change it to T-pose, it does that. Anyway, so we're in face mode now, and what we're going to do is we're going to start using the selection tool. We're not going to move anything yet. We're just going to select. So we're just going to use the box selection and hold Shift down, and then you can keep adding to that selection. And just do that until you're satisfied with how far you've gone down here. I want a long sleeve shirt, so I'm just going to do most of this. Let's just get over here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we need to actually get this, we need to get this selection as a duplicate. We need to copy it, and then we need to also separate it, that copy, from the model that as it stands now. So we'll press Shift D and then left click with the mouse to make sure that that's permanent, and then press P and then add selection. Now you'll notice that you have a copy up here. Oops, something went wrong here. You'll notice you have a copy up here of this, and you're going to double click on that and call it shirt. That is your new shirt model. And we're going to look at that, just the mesh of that. So, oops, double click, get out of there. There, now you can see the shirt is superimposed on the model. Now, because that is its own object, we can press A on the keyboard, and that'll select that object separate from the model. And you will then press S to scale this up a bit. Now, it's really sensitive, so have your cursor right about here near your model, and then press S, and then you can scale it up About there. It doesn't have to be super big, just you want it to be separated from the body so that it looks like they're actually wearing a garment. Okay, you can also now kind of adjust this up and down. I'm going to adjust this down just slightly because it really isn't sticking out too much, but check the back too. We're going to need to do a little bit of work back here, and we'll probably have to do some fine tuning of the edges here and there. Now let's go over to the materials tab here and let's create a new material for this shirt. Um, you just click the plus sign and then add new material, and then you're going to name this material shirt. Okay, and then go ahead and assign it, and that'll change the color of the shirt right away. Now we're just going to change the base color a little bit so we can see it better. I'm just going to change it to a blue and kind of darken it so I can see where the skin's coming through better. That works for me anyway. Now, with the selection tool set, we did assign it already. Okay, so with that set, we're going to just click anywhere in the viewport other than on the model. And you can see where there are some holes with the flesh sticking through, or the shorts. The shorts are actually sticking through down here too. So we need to fix that. Here's how you do it. We're going to add this to, this is called proportional editing. Click this button at the top, and we're going to use the move tool for this. Now we will select a face, and we'll go ahead and try and move this out, and we'll see what happens with that. So what happens is, see, the whole garment is moving with it, and that's not something that you necessarily want. So with the move tool selected, and if we move it a little bit, I think we'll get that move tool to come up. Yeah, there it is. So we need to lower the proportional size, and I would like to put it at 0.05 because that way you get less movement. The smaller this is, the fewer faces will be affected by it. So with a garment this size, it's quite a few. So we want to make sure that we are only moving just what we really need. So now when we move it, it's only going to move it just a little bit. Just those around it will also move with it to make it look a little more natural. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then I'll tell you what I'm doing next. All right, the next thing to do is to deal with these edges. And the best way to deal with that, well, on the ends, I'm simply going to select faces and delete them. You select them, and then you click the delete key on your keyboard. It's a pretty simple process. Now I'm going to go into Vertex Mode, and that way I can adjust these vertices so that I can create a smoother line along the collar and along the bottom of the shirt. Oh, it's important also, let's turn off proportional editing. It needs to be off in order to do this properly. Okay, I'm in object mode now. It's a good idea to go back and forth between it. I didn't do a great job on straightening this out, but I could do a little bit more modeling with this and actually add some vertices and change the shape of it. But for the purposes of this video, I just want you to see the general technique. It's good to check out in object mode to see if any skin is sticking through the material. It looks like it's pretty darn good. Okay, just to get started here, what we need to do is we're going to delete the vertices of the actual model below the shirt that are beneath the shirt. So we're going to go back to our basic model here, and you can see some of this might protrude if it was in a game engine. So let's go through, and we're using the selection tool, box select, and we will just grab all of the vertices under the shirt, except for on the edges, about two faces in. We don't want to delete too much. We just want to delete most of what is underneath this so that there are fewer opportunities for the protrusion of skin through your clothing, your garment. You have to do front and back, remember? Okay. Right, so do as much as you can without seeing, and then what we're going to do is we're going to hide the shirt by clicking the little eyeball and just cleaning this up a little bit. Definitely want to hide all of this because it should not show at all. Okay, this next piece here is a little bit unnerving. What we're going to do is we're going to delete this part of the mesh. Don't forget, if you've made a mistake, you can always hit Control Z on your keyboard and it will bring it right back. So we'll just hit delete here. Oops. Go back here, hit delete, faces, and that looks scary, but let's go show the shirt. You see the shirt does show, it covers up all of that was deleted, and those are faces that you don't need on your model. All right, I'm in object mode now, and I have collapsed all of these pieces in the outliner to Alfonso. I've selected Alfonso, clicked in the viewport, and then pressed the A key, and that means that Alfonso, everything is selected now. And now we are going to export this as an FBX. So go to File, Export, FBX. Now notice I do have a Unity FBX option here, but it doesn't seem to work very well for humanoid models. So let's just use regular FBX. I'm back in Unity. I created a basic player character and a folder for my new character. If you'd like to know how to do that, check out one of my earlier videos. There was a series of for absolute beginners game creator. So this is a game creator player character that I've added. All you're going to do now is just go to your get your file from wherever you saved it to from Blender, and you're going to drag it into your folder here in Unity. Is this the right one? Let me make sure. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so click on that icon, and then under Rig, you're going to switch it from generic to humanoid, and then click Apply, and it should apply it. If it doesn't, then there's something wrong with the bones, and you might need to go back into Make Human to reset that and unfortunately start over from scratch. Now, the next step is click on your player here, and then under Character Animator, Character Model, open that space. There's a box that says Drop Your 3D Model. You're going to drag this on in and drop it there, and your model should show up here. So let's test out the model, make sure that it's working properly. Feet are sunk in there a bit. I think I have a setting off, but let's just start running around here. I want them to run toward me. There we go. So that looks pretty good. Looks like the shirt is covering pretty well. Let's have them go this way. Let's look at the back here a little bit. Yeah, it looks like the shirt is nice. It's you know, nothing fancy, but it works. That's it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like or leave a comment. Subscribe if you want to see the more videos on creating characters. Bye, folks.